Morning. We're coming on the air right now because the House is about to take a major move in the step to impeach Donald Trump. They are voting now on this resolution to authorize public hearings by the House Intelligence Committee, also set the rules for the articles of impeachment, if indeed it then goes over to the House Judiciary Committee after a report from the House Intelligence Committee. You see the votes right there, largely a party line vote right now, 196 Democrats for, 177 Republicans against. Only 2 Democrats have crossed party lines so far. That was and one independent who was a Republican, Justin Amash of Michigan, voting with the Democrats to authorize this resolution. They're coming up on the numbers needed right now to pass this resolution. A majority of the House will be 215 or 216 votes today, depending on the final counts of members in the chamber. I want to go to Mary Bruce, our senior congressional correspondent on the Hill, as we're waiting for this final vote to pass, as we see House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on the chair. Mary, this was not in doubt. This was a vote that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi resisted for some time before today, but now she's basically unified her caucus around this move to impeach President Trump.
Yeah, George, it is a remarkable turnaround for Democrats. For weeks, they resisted this move, but now the Speaker is confident that they do have the votes. We see they are inching closer to that right now. This is the most tangible step yet towards impeachment, and it will mark a new phase in this investigation. Democrats now rallying behind this move, and they wouldn't be doing this, George, if they didn't feel that the public is increasing their support for this inquiry as well. On the other side of the aisle, and there, George, you have it right there, 217 votes. That means that Democrats now have the support to go ahead and advance this measure. This now outlines the next step in this investigation. It also, as you mentioned, will set up public hearings in what we believe will be the next few weeks.
Okay, Mary Bruce and John Carl's at the White House as well. This resolution, John, in some ways calls the Republicans' bluff. They've been making complaints about the process, saying it's behind closed doors. Of course, the depositions have been taken behind closed doors. It authorizes rules that give the minority some rights, not the kind of rights Republicans have demanded. But President Trump still railing against this investigation, not cooperating at all.
And Republicans will point out, George, that this is an entirely partisan vote, with the exception of the two Democrats that voted against it. Not a single Republican voting in favor of this. The objections, though, are procedural. They are not substantive. As you alluded to, the Republicans want things like subpoena power to be able to subpoena their own witnesses in this process. Right now, they can only do that if they have the approval of the Democrats. So there are Republican objections, and I would expect, George, that Republican members of Congress will be coming here to the White House once this vote is wrapped up to show their support for the president.
Presidential actions at issue. That July 25th phone call with the Ukraine president, where the president pressured, according to Democrats, the Ukrainian president to investigate, do political investigations for the president, and was withholding aid and a White House meeting until those investigations were carried out. That's been the substance of some of the testimony so far in these depositions from government officials and former government officials to the Intelligence Committee. Public hearings is expected to be announced later today by the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Again, the House has now passed this resolution to authorize public hearings by the House Intelligence Committee and in impeachment hearings in the Judiciary Committee for President Donald Trump. I'm George Stephanopoulos in New York. We'll have a full wrap-up tonight on World News Tonight with David Muir, and our coverage continues on ABC News Now.
This has been a special report from ABC News.